This is Pappy Finn's tape that he made in the... You have any idea what year?
I have no idea. Maybe 1952?
Okay, in the early 50s.
Well, no, we didn't
in
buy
Vero Beach, Florida.
They bought the camera in 57, so it was in 58.
Well, in the late 50s.
1958.
1958, and here he's taking a movie of the Pennsylvania Colony picnic that they held once a year in Vero Beach.
He's the chef.
He and Pappy Finn is the chef. No idea who is taking the pictures. We'll try and pick a few people out if we can tell you who they are. There, Grandma Finn is on the right side of the table there. Oh boy. Now here they are driving in Vero Beach. Apparently has the camera setting up on the dashboard. This is okay. A1A, and that was the beach, the public beach. There's Grandma Finn and Beulah Hurled walking on, and Grandma Finn and Pappy Finn. And you can see she's saying, "Don't waste your film." This is the Wabassa Bridge, and it had burned down the year before. A piece burned out of it, and that's why you have the one-lane traffic here. Someone threw a cigarette out, I guess, and they wanted a new bridge, so it caught on fire incidentally or accidentally, and they still didn't get a bridge. All they got was one-lane traffic. These are the orange groves, apparently along the road somewhere. Again, nobody knew enough not to pan at this time. That was Chess Hurled there. And these are, I haven't the slightest idea, some kind of trees.
Vero Beach, orange trees.
Okay, here we have the two little dogs that a lady had there. I don't remember her name. What was her name? That had the dog.
This is at Pine Harbor.
Oh yeah, now we're at Pine Harbor. This is at Cheesy's. There's the old boat hauler. That thing is still hanging, laying there, rotting. The trees were all small at that time. The trees now are 70, 80 feet high. And at that time, they were, 4 to 6 inches maybe. And that was Cheesy Finn riding his little mower, and last year that mower was still in use. I'll tell you, the mower has a lot more staying power than Cheesy had. Well, it wasn't as old, right. And there's Hazel and John's boys, Frank and John, yeah. These are the hammocks, and those hammocks are still hanging under the breezeway down in Cheesy's cabin. There's, you can see the boathouse out there in the water. Okay, this is Aunt Esther Miles, and I don't know who the little girl is. Probably Robin, although it's hard to say. And that's Charlie Finn there. Okay, here we have the road, probably somewhere in South Carolina, Pine Road, going through the pines. It's a little hard to say because there's pines everywhere you look down there. And what a picture of the dashboard. There's Aunt Esther Miles and Frankie Miles. And there's the old Hudson, Grandma Finn. That Hudson had staying power too. And that's, yeah, Mr. What's her? Bessie Finn, Charlie's wife. Or Dutch's wife. And now they're down in some kind of a botanical gardens or a monkey jungle or something just south of Vero Beach. And he's going to show us pictures of the monkeys here. Only the monkeys are quite far away, and he has no telephoto, so you're just going to see something swinging through the trees. And that will be there's the monkeys swinging through the trees. They were chained fast so that they couldn't get out of the trees there. Okay, there's Esther Cucker. That's Ike Cucker there. I don't know that gal. There's Esther Cucker again. Grandma's sitting in the middle there at the... Okay, here he's going to take us for a little ride through Vero Beach, and he's going to show us, there's a car up on top of the garage. Filling station. And here's the boat yard, or the boats. I have no idea where that is. It's not, that's a boat docks, and I have no idea where it is. It's not. This is the one of the streets there in Vero Beach, because we can see the big palm trees there, the royal palms. That was just where you go out of Vero Beach over into... Now there's the trailer that Shirley and I moved into when we were married, and we moved it down there for Pappy and Grandma. Okay, this is the boat dock at Vero Beach. This would have been, what, north of Vero Beach? On A1A? East of Vero Beach. East of Vero Beach, you went out in the ocean.
Well, it was between Vero.
It was between
Vero Beach.
Between Vero and Vero Beach. Okay. I would have no idea who's launching a boat. Probably anybody who happened to have a boat at the time that they were there. Okay, there's Ed Schatzberger and Pappy. He's picking oranges. Grandma. And I don't remember those two there, but Ed Schatzberger is very evident. And I don't know those two. There's Mrs. Schatzberger. What was her name? Pearl. There's Pearl Schatzberger. And Pappy had a little fork and he'd go around and pick up the oranges and put them in his little two-wheeled cart. And that's... I should know his name, but I can't remember it.
Pappy with his baggy shorts.
Pappy had lots of shorts. Grandma doing a little dance for you. And there they are at the back of the... That's not the trailer there, though, is it? Yeah, that's the back of the old trailer. And who was the people that owned the place? There they are.
Maud and Ned Hurl.
Maud and Ned Hurl. They owned the Grove, and Pappy paid a total of $5 a month by the year. That's $60 a year he paid to keep his trailer there. Well, and okay, he was there for 17 years, and towards the last, his rent went up to $100 a year. And that was with all the oranges he could eat, too. Yeah, well, they actually didn't leave here. He just staged this thing here. And you can see him goosing Esther Cucker, or at least he's making like he's goosing her. He grabs, he's going to put Ike Cucker in next. Now, he's already put 7 or 8 people in there. They must be getting out the other side. I don't think Schatzberger wanted to get in there, but he did anyway. Oh, Schatzi's driving. And that's, you can see the railroad tracks on the opposite side of the road there where they lived. They lived on, what, Route 1? What was the route? Don't know, but it was the main drag leading down to Vero. There he is picking the oranges. He had an orange squeezer mounted on the porch post so that he could get oranges and put them in the squeezer and have his orange juice, but fresh. And there you can see the trailer again. It was a little 25-foot trailer. It cost us what? How much? $1,200? $1,200. There the Hudson is under a little porch in the back of it. And it kind of, no, that was in the back. The front porch had the orange squeezer and everything. Okay, who's that?
That's
Matthew. I have no idea what Christmas.
Well, it was when Natalie was a baby.
Yeah.
Or Elizabeth, rather. So that was in 76.
Yeah, you were putting on a little weight then. Look at that. That must have been in the...
Before we modeled, redecorated this, was it?
Okay, 76. Ain't that a cute one? And there's Ugly Dog.
Oh, that's Gardenia.
Oh, Gardenia. Okay. Yeah, that's Gardenia. I see him now. Yeah, there we go. Gardenia was a little pup at that time. The merry time was had by all. Weren't they nice little kids? A little too much light on the subject. There's Jamie, and Aunt Junie, and Olivia, and Grandma. We must have had the whole house full there. Granny got some stockings. Uncle Louie and a table full of turkey. I don't know, we lived pretty doggone good, Mama. Yeah, Bridget, has gotten to the point where she reacts to having a picture taken. Oh, this is in New Jersey. Okay. Now, who's that?
I don't know, one of their friends.
Somebody we don't know. Well, he sure had lots of Christmases.
Chop his head off.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to see what he's doing, not getting his head. Who's that?
I don't know. That's
Another kid we don't know.
Some of his old friends.
Boy, they sure get together, don't they? Direct to packages. Ah, it's a flute. Clarinet. It makes noise. I love it. I don't think so. Okay, now we got birthdays. Don't know what that was. And there's Skinny. Pappy Finn giving the kids a ride. That was in the back of his house, the old hammock. Audrey, well, she looked young then too, didn't she? Pappy keeping the kids away. That was in the front of the house, and that's Claude Troutman. Don't take my picture. Don't waste your film. There comes Butch.
That's June.
Where's this at?
Well, that was up on the hill.
Oh, we got a bad film there. Now we got her.
Had a
There's the old Farmall Cub tractor.
It was still red.
June and you and Grandma. Who's that? There's June Finn and
It's Mickey and Jim and
Mickey and Jim and Pappy. There, she busted again.
that's Donna.
The breaks in the film are because the film broke and turned into little pieces.
That's Bridget.
Now this is when she wasn't allowed to
Go out.
go out much, so we had the skates. Everybody else had skates but her, and we just left her out for a short length of time.
In
1963. Best of our judgment, 1963.
It was in 63.
And there's no trees on the pond, so the pond was brand new at the time.
That was winter 63, 64, so that's probably Christmas.
Christmas? Well, it was right after they got the skates. Oh, here we go. This was quite a deal. A pony would throw snow off of its feet and just inundate me driving the bobsled toboggan. But that pony really really loved it. Look at that. Man, and look at that. Hey, there you go. The only train he ever missed. And the snow was so deep. Drift in the front yard.
That's the side yard.
Well, it was under the tree, under the big tree. Now, here comes the boys down over the hill. Mike and Mick. We're gonna lose it again. Another torn film. There we go. That gives you exercise. Nobody said it would be easy. Okay, this is at Delaware, and the name again of the campground? Zacharias Campground. And it was the lower end of Rehoboth Bay, and there's our little old trailer, the first trailer that we had. And it was on little spits of land out in the bay. And of course somebody bought it and turned it into a condominium. There's Becky Hess. The Hesses were living in the tent, and we had the tent tied to the trailer. No, I don't.
They were in the trailer, and we used the tent.
They were in the trailer, and whatever. We had the trailer and the tent. There's Mama Hess and Becky.
And that was Johnny.
Oh, that was Johnny. Doggone it, had. And there's Donna. Kathy, Mike, and me going out after the bait bucket. And I had Mickey along. He was the, what do you call that? Somebody that sits in the back and says, row, row, row.
He was the mate.
The mate. He didn't help a bit, I'll tell you that. There, he's reaching out for the bait bucket.
It's the bait retriever.
Yeah. Them was better days. And here's the kite flying out on the beach. The beach was right across from Zacharias. You can walk across the street and you're on the beach. And the kite flyer.
She didn't want to go out there. It was cold.
The water was cold. Oh, that's right. We had to force her to go out so we could get the picture. We threatened her with death and destruction. My favorite pastime. And here they come. I think she's mad at me.
Not again. What do you want me to do it again for?
And here we are right into winter time.
To the snow.
And this is down at Hurl's. There's Lillian Hurld. This is the old homestead. Just to show the snow piled up. I wish I'd have gone slower. Any idea of the year? No. And here's Ernie Snyder, and here comes Elsie. There's the front of the house with the snow piled up. And this is the way it always was. Aramus had no snow behind his car, and I had 6 feet behind mine. That's across the street and down the river. And there we go, showing the snow pile again. Okay, now we're down in the Okefenokee Swamp, and we're taking the boat ride through the swamp with Frank Shipe. He took us. It wasn't in our boat. That was in a company boat there, wasn't it? He worked for the park, Okefenokee Swamp Park, and he took us out in their boat. This is where he...
Mirror Lake.
Huh?
That was Mirror Lake.
Mirror Lake.
He's not the one that did that.
Huh?
He's not the one that did that.
He didn't...
Made those tricks.
Oh, there he is. He's taking a... He can't see much for the camera. We climbed up and looked out over the swamp
Fire tower.
in a fire tower, and Mama liked to broke my hand by holding it so tight when we walked back down, because she could see through the steps.
Just gave us a view of what we were.
Okay, now we're at Fort Pulaski, and that's where the shells hit it. Didn't do an awful lot of damage to it, did it? There's where cannonballs are still sticking in the side.
That's Roberta's head there.
Roberta's head, okay. This is the inside, and it's a shame that I wasted so much film without getting some idea how to take pictures so that I didn't make everybody sick by going around a ring with it. I don't know what that was. This is Russell Shawley and Dane.
He was about 4.
About 4 years old. Again, the pond was very raw at that time. There was no trees at all, very little grass on it. Coming down over the hill in onto the pond. That year the snow wasn't very good. You can see it was kind of tough sledding there. But it was fun anyway. And here we are with the snowman making. Bunch of hams. That's
That was,
Mike and Mick.
no, that's Eddie Snyder.
Oh, Eddie Buck.
Eddie Buck.
Eddie Buck. This is where, wasn't this where he's supposed to have his arm broken or something?
No, that was later.
Later? And the river. This isn't a very good shot of the river. Okay, here we're grinding the horseradish. We made a bet we could grind the horseradish, and boy, we ground horseradish and stuck out our tongue. But not for too long. Boy, that was good horseradish. You can tell that that stuff had some power. The worst thing you can do is rub your eyes. Now we're at Shady Nook. Jim was teaching someone to get up on the skis.
Ooh, that was our boat.
That was our boat,
Yes.
our boat at Shady Nook, and we were teaching someone to get up on the skis. Heidi. Heidi is Shirley's brother Bill's adopted daughter. And she splashed a lot of water till she got up. there you go again. But like most everybody else, she finally gets up. There she's up, she's down, she's up. And there she goes. Is that our, that was the cabin cruiser. Yeah, we had the dual motors on it. Yeah, I think that's probably the only picture we have of the cabin cruiser. And that's the creature from the deep. Oh, I was out to hold her to get her up. And that's why I wasn't skiing. I was trying to teach her to get up. There, yeah, there you can see me out there. And I wonder, whoever it is having an awful time getting up. Okay, there's the mermaids. And there's the fisherman. Yeah, how old was he then? About 6, 7. He got a bigger one than I did. That was probably out of the pond. River. There's Mike Hess. There's Johnny. Becky there, yeah, and that's Becky? Yeah. It must have been Mickey's birthday. He's blowing out the candle and Johnny's helping him. Long distance. Johnny was a character. He had more fun than anybody, though. And there's Matilda Clements. Matilda Clements.